So the Wednesday before preseason All State, the night Wednesday night before preseason All State. So what was that? A week and a half ago, probably, or I guess 2 weeks actually. 2 weeks ago was the Joliet pitcher ID. So Pete, I know you and Tyler were at that one. Do you want to talk through some guys at that event?
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, it feels like a year ago, which is the amount of players we've seen, but now these guys are still fresh in my head. Like I thought, and I told Drew right after the event, like top to bottom, it was the first time we've ever ran an event like this where it's just pitcher onlys. Top to bottom, it was one of the better events that I've ever been a part of. Like literally, like our internal grading system, there was nobody that was like not a college level guy there, from all the ages that I thought that were there. So it was really good to see, especially the first time having an event like that. So I think it's definitely something that we should continue doing. But yeah, I'll start it off with the first arm that I saw on the day was Noah Sloan from Lincoln Way Central. He's a senior committed to Wisconsin Platteville. He had an incredibly loud pen. He was 86 to 90 with 2,500 RPM on it, and showing two different breaking balls too to go along with it. A curveball in the mid 70s and a slider kind of in the same velo range, spinning over 24. And then the changeup showed heavy arm side action with over 20 inches. And it was more of like a reliever, kind of high intent profile, but the stuff was loud, it was dynamic, and it was a great way to start the day for sure.
Hey Pete, he's just a really cool story too. About a guy that's like worked his way to get to where he's at. Like going through his profile, looking back at like 2024, he was 79.7, topping out at that. His average fastball was 75.9, and then in 25, his average fastball was 82.9, peaking at 84, and now he's touching 90 as a senior. Just really cool to see, and hopefully that just continues to elevate, because it seems like the breaking ball, what you're talking about, like the spin has really improved as well. So that's a good way to kick off that event.
Yeah, no, it was a great way to kick it off, like you said. And yeah, like he didn't even play high school baseball last year, so that kind of adds to like another layer to how cool this is. Like someone to come out and make a stride like that and be at the level that he is now was like really, really cool to see. I don't know if I've ever seen a story quite like it, to be honest, in a good way. But the next arm I'll talk about here, right-hander Dylan Sikafus, one of my favorite names in the state. St. Charles East, 2027. Huge frame, like 6'3", 185, levers for days, projectable. He was 84 to 86, with kind of a longer arm action, but it was still pretty clean. And there's big carry traits on the fastball. Curveball showed big spin, spinning over 2,600, with 17 inches of sweep on it at times. And then the changeup was a good third offering in the upper 70s. So one of the higher ceiling arms on the day. He'll be a great addition for St. Charles East that I didn't even realize they had. So that makes me like them a little more. And then moving down, Brady Cunningham. I mean, what can you say about that kid besides he's just a stud, right? I mean, I love him with the bat, probably my favorite bat in the state. But he came out and was 91, 92, touching 93, and he's at Brother Rice, 2027, committed to Texas A&M. But yeah, 93 with the fastball, showing two different breaking balls now. I don't know how long he's had the slider, but I kind of always remembered him just having that curveball. So he's added another pitch, and correct me if I'm wrong, but now he's got the 4-pitch mix with the slider as well in there, and it's a little firmer than the curveball with a little more of the horizontal break to it. And then he's showing the changeup at 82, 84 with heavy runs. So just an incredible two-way. He'll be a huge piece for Brother Rice this year on both sides of the ball, and especially, on the mound. Like, he can be a true ace for them. That'll be, a huge asset for them, especially with what he's going to do with the bat. So he could be in the running for, player of the year. I mean, not saying he's going to win it, but I feel like he could be someone kind of, up in that watch list area.
I think that's a perfect call out. Absolutely. The two-way ability that he has, and I do think he'll get tons of innings on the mound, and like guys up to 93, and we probably like his bat even more, which is just wild to say, like how good he is as a prospect and a position player. And he's one of the top runners in the class too. And Pete, you were spot on with the fact that he added a slider. Looking back at past years, it did look like it was a 3-pitch mix. So who knows if that's like an added pitch he can go to in game, whether it's a 2-0, throw a slider to get a guy off his fastball or whatever, but just another added, dimension to his overall game.
Yeah, and he's long been a strike thrower that competes in the zone. He had a good showing at the Future Games as a pitcher. So just really high on him, obviously. And then staying with Brother Rice, I'll go with Aiden Dillon, a left-hander who will look to be another, big piece on the mound for them this year. But he was up to 85 with the fastball, sitting kind of that 83 to 85 range, showing 4 pitches, a tight curveball, tight slider. Curveball is about 70, 71, slider 74, 75, and then a changeup 74 to 78. So, I mean, left-handers, they're always at a premium. 4-pitch mix. He's an athletic mover. It's a good fastball. And he's long been someone that we've liked. So good to see him making a little jump with the velo and, hoping he can have a good year this spring. But one arm that I had not seen before, Ryan Duffy from Maine West. Now, he's a 2027. Drew, this is someone that you saw the tweet and you immediately thought it was intriguing, just with the frame and the way it works. But 6 foot, 170, really clean mover, clean arm. Like the fastball jumps out of the hand through the zone with some carry and life, up to 85. And spinning a good curveball in the mid 60s and a changeup 72 to 75. But I just was in love with the way it moved and the frame and the upside there.
Yeah, it's one of those, you see it on video, you look at the body, the way it moves, and it's like, okay, this kid's gonna just continue to throw harder. He's nowhere near where his like ceiling will be. And then the guy you're gonna get into next, I think, like, just exciting when we go through these high schools and we do break it down, kind of what I was talking about to start the call. Looking at, okay, who's got the best arms? Who's got, the top position players? And it is just coming off the preseason All-State, all these winter events that we've run, the amount of just arm talent that will be in the Providence Catholic dugout is wild. Now, not many of them are proven. A lot of them, like, we'll see what they can do, but as far as like coming and throwing an impressive bullpen and having arm talent, Providence Catholic has some of the top arms in the state. If a lot of them can come out and compete in game, it'll be super interesting. But this is another guy like that we didn't really talk about or know about before this event. So I'll let you get in on him and what you like there. And I mean, it's going to be hard for any arm for Providence to get innings. So, like, we'll see what happens. But definitely just a name that is one to know.
No, you nailed it. I mean, it's absurd the depth that they have. Like, they're going to trot out 85 to 87 basically like every arm. And Jackson Weiss is going to help fill that depth. He's a junior. Yeah, like you said, didn't know who he was. Like, wasn't familiar with the name. But he was 85 to 87 with carry on it. Curveball, kind of 70, 71 range, and he showed a sinker as well with more of that true sinker shape opposed to the four-seam, but 84 to 86. So 3 different pitches, distinct shapes, and then, I mean, the frame is 6'2", 165. It's a longer arm action, but there's layback, it's flexible, it's projectable, and, like, the strikes were a little bit scattered in this look, but that's not to say that he doesn't throw strikes in games, so I'm really intrigued by him, excited to see him this spring, and yeah, just another depth piece that they have that makes us like them so much over at Provi. But moving down to a sophomore, surprise, surprise, Lincoln Way East has another young guy coming through that's really good. Camden Johnston, a big right-hander, athletic kid. He was 81 to 84 as only a sophomore, so good velo there for the age, and curveball 68 to 70, changeup 75 to 76, but I just really liked the ease of the operation. It's really simple, it's clean, he repeats it, and there's more to come there. The way the arm works, like another one that you can just project on and dream on the kid. Really good kid too. Not to say that the other ones aren't good kids, but we just had a good little conversation that I was a big fan of Camden. And my final kid, I want to mention another one that I thought was an awesome kid that I had a great conversation with, is Johnny Tragos from Timothy Christian, 2027. He was a clean mover, and he was on Defabaw's mound, and I know Defabaw was a fan of him for sure. It's a low 80s fastball with some carry, curveball 68, 69 with feel for it, and a changeup. And he also showed a cutter as well, actually, at 74 to 75. But just an athletic, that was kind of the theme of the day. Just these athletic right-handers that repeated and threw strikes. So Johnny Tragos, Timothy Christian, uncommitted junior to know.
First year running that event, towards the end of the spring, giving these arms a chance to get ramped up, doing it on a weekday evening, was so impressed with the turnout, the amount of guys that came, the quality of the players, and we ran it at Joliet Junior College, and I just want to, big shout out there to Coach Greg Braun for letting us get into that indoor facility. Really, really nice facility they got over there. So yeah, definitely a plethora of follows coming out of that event. When we set it up, we weren't totally sure what we would get from it, and I feel like Pete, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of blew away our expectations. And just a really, really cool way to get these arms a chance to just, hey, this whole event is focused on you guys. Come in, do your thing. We don't have, any other position guys going on. We had some catchers that, we had just coming to just solely catch the bullpens. And I thought it was a huge win for hopefully the players and definitely us, and definitely something I would like to do more in the future. Especially if we're going to get all these 2027 follows and a Brady Cunningham up to 93. So really good stuff there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just the dynamic of the event that brought out all these like awesome arms, but no, it's definitely something we should do. And great call. Shout out to Greg Braun. Like the facility, I've never been inside of it. That like athletic building they have, it was legit. Like their basketball court was sick. The turf area, like it was like a Division I, turf area. Like it was super impressive. Great recruiting tool. I'm sure they're happy that they have. So no, shout out to them.
And if you're a school out there that has a setup like that wants to maybe host a pitcher ID in the future, let us know. We would love to kind of get all throughout the state of Illinois, Chicagoland area, wherever, and see arms. So thought it worked out really well.